In this video, I'll show you how to set up your payroll in Xero. Now, once you are on your Xero account, the first step is to head over to the top bar. And on the left hand side, click on the fifth option, which is payroll. Now, under payroll, you want to head over to the very bottom and we will focus on our payroll settings. Now, once you were on the payroll settings, this is where you can add your bank details, accounts, your pay frequencies, and pay items. You can also set up a superannuation fund. And there are a lot of things that you can do to set up your payroll. The first tab will be the organization. In here, you can set up a bank account to pay your employees. So on the drop down, in here, you will see all of your bank accounts, and I will just choose my business savings account. On the PayG liability account, if you click on the drop down, you can pay G with holdings that are payable. You can add a superannuation payable. And if you scroll down, there are also a lot of options in which you can use. On the wages and expense account, you want to make sure that this is set as wages and salary, which is the 477 code. And on the wages payable, you just want to set this as a wages payable to a payroll. On the superannuation liability account, you want to add your superannuation payable. On the superannuation expense account, you just want to add superannuation. Now, on the payroll tracking, this is where you can track the specific employee groups or the timesheet categories. Now, on the employee groups, this is depending on the region. You can also set it to none. These two options are optional, so you can just simply skip them if it is not related to your payroll. On the payslip options, you can show the annual salary or the employment basis. And at the bottom, this is where you can upload your company logo. So your company logo will be used on things like payslips. And if you do want to add a logo, head over to the bottom and click on upload logo. In here, you have to choose a file that should be under 1 megabytes. And once you're done with the organization tab, head over to the bottom in the right corner and click on save. Now, on the pay frequencies tab, in here you can set up your pay frequency. So we have a fortnightly calendar, which means a bi weekly payment, as well as a weekly calendar, which means that we will pay our employees weekly. Now, in order for you to add a pay frequency, head over to the top and right corner and click on add. And once you click on add, if you click on the pay period and the drop down, in here you will have a lot of options, either to pay them weekly, fortnightly, twice monthly, for weekly, monthly, and quarterly. Let's say we only want to pay them monthly. And also, whenever you're creating or adding a pay period, you can only have one pay run per period. So let's say on the fortnightly and the weekly, we cannot add another pay run for this. Now, on the name, we just want to set this as a monthly calendar. And on the start date, you just want to add the start, let's say on the 1st of March in 2026. On the first payment date, you want to set your first payment date. Mine will be the 1st of April. And at the bottom, you can make this your default pay frequency for new employees. Once you're done, head over to the bottom in the right corner and click on add. And once you click on add, as you can see, we now have a monthly calendar on our pay frequencies. You can also edit this by simply heading over to the right hand side, click on the three dots for more actions, and in here you can edit, mark as inactive, or delete. On the holidays tab, in here you will have your holidays. And in order for you to set a holiday, simply head over to the top and right corner and click on add holiday. In here, you can add the name for your holiday. You can set a custom name, or at the bottom, you can choose from one of the holidays depending on your country. Now, at the bottom, you can set the date for the holiday as well as add it to a group. Now, on the left hand side of the holidays, you will see here all of the groups. Now, each group has their specific holiday. So, if you want to add a custom group, that is something that you can also do. And once you're done, head over to the bottom in the right corner and click on add. Now, on the fourth tab, which is the pay items section, and these are all the accounts for wages and salaries. In order for you to add a pay item, just head over to the top and right corner and click on add. And from here, you can set an ordinary time earnings, overtime, allowance, employment termination payments, a lump sum E, bonuses and commissions, lump sum W, director's fee, paid parental leave, as well as a worker's compensation. On the deduction section, in here you can set a deduction. So you can set the account to be suspense. And if you want to add a deduction, it will also be the same thing. There will be an option to add at the right corner. And from here, you can add a workplace giving, a union or any association fees, as well as others or none. On the reimbursements, In here, you can set your reimbursements. Now, this will depend on your company. You can add a suspense as well as a travel if that is something that you want to do. And you can also add a reimbursement. Once you add a reimbursement, you want to add the name. Now, on the leave section, in here, you can set a leave. Now, on the leave category, you have a lot of options. So, on the right corner, if we click on the add button, in here, you can set a paid leave or an unpaid leave. Now, on each and every leave, if you click on the category, you will have the option for an annual leave, community service leave, compassionate and bereavement leave, a defense reserve leave, family, domestic, and violence leave, and a lot in here that you can add. And on the superannuation, in here you can add a superannuation fund. Let's say you do have superannuation within your payroll. So at the top in the right corner, you can add a superannuation fund. And in here, you can add the type, either a regulated superannuation fund or a self managed superannuation fund. And once you were done with all of your payroll settings, on the organization tab again, head over to the bottom in the right corner and click on the green button to save. I hope you found this tutorial helpful. Please let me know if you have any other questions in the comment section below, and I will try my best to help you out.